Now see remaining properties. Property 3. Determinant of a square matrix is equal to determinant of its transpose. Suppose I take A is equal to A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3 and C3. Okay. And left hand side we have transpose, no? So determinant of A will be determinant of this entire matrix A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. This is your LHS. Now I transpose this matrix. What is A transpose? Transpose means writing first row in first column. A1, B1, C1 must be written in first column. Right? Interchanging rows and columns, no? So row element should be written in column. Second row should be written in second column. A2, B2, C2. Third row element should be written in third column. A3, B3, C3. This is your A transpose. Okay. Now let us find its determinant. Its determinant will be A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3. Next comes B1, B2, B3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Here data is, you can expand this along first row or second row or third row, or first column or second column or third column, right? If you expand this data along first row, you need to expand this along first column. So both are same, no? What I said, along whatever row you want, along that row you can expand. I said the answer is same. You are going to get data value only. So here if you expand LHS along first row and expand RHS along first column, both are same. A1 into, if you expand this along first row, we have A1 into, okay, A1 into, you have to close this column and this row. We are left with B2C3 minus B3C2. If you expand along first column here, again A1 into, you are going to get again B2C3 minus B3C2 only. So in that way, we can say both are equal. So expanding LHS means this one, data, this one, along first row is equal to, okay, expanding this along first row is equal to expanding RHS, your RHS, expanding RHS, right hand side, along first column, both are same. We are going to get the same result. So in that way we can prove that determinant of A is equal to determinant of A transpose. Note down. And next property, property 4. Yeah, if property 4, if any two rows, whenever I indicate rows here, I mean to say columns also. The same property for columns also. If any two rows or columns of a square matrix of matrix A, you keep in mind that A is a third order square matrix, which I wrote A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 like that. Okay, or you can take any matrix. So if any two rows or columns of a matrix A are interchanged, then what happens to its determinant? Then its determinant changes by minus sign. So in a determinant, if you change any two rows or columns, you will observe the determinant value changes by minus sign. For example, yeah, I have to prove this now. Let us take a matrix, a 3 by 3 matrix, say ABC, BCA, CAB. I'll take this. Not only this, you can take, here I repeated ABC. I made ABC symmetric. Not only symmetric, you take any matrix. Okay, since this is a property, I took a very convenient example. You all know that ABC, BCA, CAB determinant value is 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube. And this is a very important determinant in matrices and determinants, in which you have to remember the determinant value of this matrix. Already we have seen the determinant value of this is 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube. Nothing special in this, you just expand through first row or any row. If I expand this along first row, I get A into BC minus A square minus B into B square minus AC plus C into AB minus C square. If you simplify that, we are going to get this one only. This is about straight away data. Now what we are doing here in the property, if any two rows of a matrix, two rows or columns, okay, any two rows or any two columns, means first row and second row can be interchanged. You write all the elements of second row in first row and all the elements of first row in the second row. That is what is interchanging of rows means. Or else you can interchange these two, first column with second column, or first column with third column, or second column with third column. You interchange any two rows or any two columns. When I interchange any two rows, here I take first and second rows interchange. I write like this: R1 double implies R2 means R1 elements are written in R2 and R2 elements are to be written in R1. That indicates interchanging R1 and R2. Now let us interchange first row with second row. Second row elements you have to keep in first row now. B, C, A. Now A, B, C will come here. A, B, C. And third row remains as it is. C, A, B. Right? Okay. Now what is going to happen for this determinant? Now we have to see, and according to property, he is saying that same answer we are going to get, but here we get a minus common. Changes in minus sign now. If we change any two rows or two columns of a given matrix, its determinant value changes by negative sign. That is the property that we are going to prove. So here I interchange two rows. Now let me see what answer I am going to get. Yeah, let us expand through first row only. You can expand through any row or any column. Okay, but here we are habituated to expand through first row. Let us expand for some days through first row only. B into, right? You have to close first the column containing B and column containing row like this. Now what is left? A 2 by 2, a second order determinant if you consider. B square minus AC is left. B square minus AC. And for this second element, this is first row, second column, 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 means 3. When odd number comes, okay, I said you have to keep minus here. Minus this element C of, now see what we are going to get in the bracket. Close the column containing C and row containing C. So we are left with these elements and its determinant is AB minus C square. So AB minus C square. And next one is plus A into. Now you close the column containing A, row containing that A. We are left with these elements and its determinant is A square minus BC. A square minus BC. Now simplify. Here B cube minus ABC minus ABC plus C cube, okay, plus A cube minus ABC. We have 3 times minus ABC, no? Minus ABC, minus ABC, minus ABC. I can write minus 3ABC. And thereafter we have A cube plus B cube plus C cube. If I take minus common, I can write 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube. But 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube is nothing but det A. So this bracket is det A, and before that we have minus. So minus det A. I think you understood now. This is original matrix, given matrix. Okay, its determinant value will have some value. And we know that its determinant value is this. Even if you don't know, if you expand, you are going to get this one only. If we interchange two rows, these two rows or these two rows or these two rows, okay, 3 chances are there. You can interchange any two rows or columns as well. If you interchange any two rows or columns, what we observed, its value is going to be again det A, same answer, but with a negative sign. So in so many problems, you are supposed to use this property. Remember this property. Come on, note down. the next property, property 5. If any two rows, whenever I say rows, it indicates columns also. If any two rows or columns of a square matrix yeah, if you take of order greater than or equal to 2 by 2 or greater or identical, if two rows or columns are identical, then its determinant is 0. Then its determinant is 0. This is one more property. Yeah, how to prove this? Because we are doing majority of problems on third order. Let me give example on third order. A is equal to ABC, right? And PQR again ABC. Here any two rows, I kept two rows identical, ABC, ABC. Okay. A square matrix only. Without expanding this determinant, by using this property, we can say its determinant value is 0. If you observe any two rows are identical or two columns, any two columns are identical, then without expanding, you can write that its determinant value is as 0. Now let us prove this here. If det A is determinant of A, B, C, P, Q, R, A, B, C, right? I kept these two rows identical. Determinant is not only expanding along first row, we can expand along any row or any column. We had that property. Here I expand along second row, expanding along second row. I indicate second row as R2. This indicates second row, right? While expanding, what we have to do? We have to write PQR now. So PQR into its corresponding cofactors. Remember, while expanding first row, I kept A into its corresponding, its minor, minus B into its minor, plus C into its minor. When I'm writing its minor, we have to multiply this with a negative sign for its cofactor, corresponding cofactor, because minus 1 to the power of this is first row, second column, 1 plus 2 is odd number, is it not? So here I have to multiply by minus while expanding this. I think you remember A into something I will write the determinant of the remaining elements, determinant found by the remaining elements. Okay, after that I kept minus B into something, and this for this I kept the C. Why I kept a minus here? When we are finding cofactors of those elements, okay, we are getting plus here, minus here, plus here, minus here, plus here, minus here, plus here, minus here, plus here. Alternately, we are getting pluses and minus in this way. while finding cofactors of each elements here. So here now I'm expanding along second row. Along second row means here what I have to take? I have to take minus p into Now remove this row containing p and column containing p. This has been removed. This has been removed means we are left with BC. Right? So we have to cross multiply its determinant now. BC means BC minus BC. And plus Q into, you remove the column containing Q and row containing Q. This gone. So AC are left. So AC minus AC is its determinant value. AC minus AC. And the last one again, for the last one also you should keep minus sign, minus R into. You remove the row containing R and column containing R. We are left with AB minus AB. AB minus AB. So you can observe ABC minus BC, AC minus AC, AB minus AB all becomes 0. So total it is 0. So this property also has been true now. If any two rows or two columns are identical, its determinant value is 0. I hope you all understood. Note down. Here I give one example also. Look here. I write 1, 3, 7, 4, 5, 3, 2, 6, 14 here. I want its determinant value. Yeah, this seems to be all are different numbers. But if I write this like this, 1, 3, 7, 4, 5, 3, 2 into 1, 2 into 3, 2 into 7. So one complete row has two common. When one complete row has two common, we can take two outside. We have this property into 1, 3, 7, 4, 5, 3. Since we took two common, in determinants, common will come for only one row or one column. This is not like matrices. Yeah, we discussed that earlier. So when a common thing is there for one row or one column, we can isolate that by bringing that outside. 1, 3, 7. Now you can observe that this first row and third row are similar. Therefore, it should be 0. So here what we can understand from this, not exactly same numbers, if they are identical. Identical means if you take common, then also they may become equal. Even in that case, determinant becomes 0. So I can make this statement in this way. If any two rows or columns are in the same ratio, okay? If any two rows or columns are in the same ratio, then its determinant value is 0. Like that, like thoughts I can write. So note a point here. If the elements of each and every number over here is an element. If the elements of any two rows or columns are in the same ratio right? If the elements of any two rows or columns. Yeah, here you can understand all the element. I am talking about a matrix here. If the elements of any two rows or columns of a square matrix are in the same ratio, then its determinant, is 0. You can note this one also. You note down this example also. So you have to observe, after looking at this determinant, though they look to be different, all elements are different, if we take common thing in any row or column, they may become similar. Two rows or two columns may become similar. So you keep observing while doing these type of problems. Now next property, sixth property. Yeah, in some way I use sixth property here. If each element of a row or column is multiplied all right, if each element of a row or column of what? Of a determinant, column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then what happens? Then the value of the new determinant, then the value of the new determinant is k times the value of k times the value of original determinant. Original determinant means the first taken determinant. First of all, we take a determinant and write a determinant with a particular row or column multiplied by k and see its determinant value. You will observe that k will come outside and the original determinant will be left. I can explain this by one example. Suppose A is equal to, I write determinant ABC, BCA, CAB. So many times we did this problem. You observed whenever ABC, BCA, CAB determinant comes, we observed its value as 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube and minus C cube. Now what he is saying, if each element of a row or column of determinant, this is determinant, okay, each element of a row or column, if I select the first column, you multiply by k throughout the elements of the column, or if you select the second column, multiply each element of the second column by k, and observe its determinant, like that. Okay. Now I multiply each element. I selected first row and multiply each element by k. Now k, kb, kc, b, c, a, c, a, b. This is the original determinant, right? This is the original determinant. Now I multiplied first row with a non-zero number, say k. Okay. Now what is happening to this determinant? We have to observe. Let us expand this through first row only. Ka into Ka into. So you delete this column and this row. We are left with the CB. Means BC minus A square. I can write BC minus A square. We have seen this before that. We should keep minus KB, and after that, if you remove this column and this row, you have to do this entire process in your mind itself. Okay. By looking at this, KB into what should come? In your mind itself, you have to close this and this. So we are left with only BACB. Write its determinant. You know how to write determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, just cross multiplication, no? So if this column and this row gone, B into B square minus AC. That we have to write here, B square minus AC. And the next one is KC, plus KC. Here plus comes, plus KC into, and what should come here? KC means you have to delete this column and this row. So we are left with only these 4 elements. Its determinant value is AB minus C square. So AB minus C square. In each element, K is common. So I can take K common. In every term, there is K. I can separate that K now. Now, in the remaining, you multiply straight away. We have ABC here, minus A cube, minus B into B square is B cube. So it became minus B cube. Minus of minus is plus. K is outside. B into AC is ABC. Yeah, K I kept outside. This is plus only. So C into AB is ABC. And plus into minus C into C square C cube. So K times, if you add like terms, ABC occurred 3 times. So 3 times ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube. But this 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube is nothing but det A. So K times det A. So if I multiply each element of a row by K, I got K times determinant of the original matrix. If I multiply the second row also by K, all the elements of second row also by K, I will get one more K here. So then it will become K square into det A. If I multiply third row also by K, here I get K cube into det A. So in the case of determinants, what we observed, we can take the particular K common when it appears for only one row. For one row, one K will come out. One row or one column also. That you have to remember, no doubt. If all the elements of first row got multiplied by K, its determinant is K times det A, right? If I multiply the second row also with K, I'll write that thing. Ka, Kb, Kc. If I multiply second row also with K, Kb, Kc, Ka. KB, KC, KA, but third row elements as it is CAB. For one row, 1K we have. So if two rows K is common, we can see it is K square into det A. Similarly, if another row elements also got multiplied with K, like KA, KB, KC, KB, KC, KA, and third row elements also KC, KA, KB. Here we get K cube times det A. But your ABC, BCA, CAB, see, I initially wrote A as ABC, BCA, CAB. This is our original matrix, right? If I apply determinant on both sides, we get det A. This is our original square matrix. Now I multiplied with K on both sides. This is K now. This is matrix KA. In the case of matrices, if I multiply by a scalar to a matrix, that K will go to each and every element. It will become KA, KB, KC, KB, KC, KA, KC, KA, KB. This is the case of matrix, right? Now if I apply determinant to this, now determinant of KA, okay? If I apply determinant to this, its answer is already here, determinant. It is K cube, you know? So K cube into det A. So what we can observe here is, if for a third order matrix, if I multiply with a real number K and apply determinant to that, we have to write K to the power of its order. Its order is 3 by 3 matrix, no? So K power its order into det A. So I can write a note here. Since this is a third order matrix, I wrote K cube into det A. If A is any n by n square matrix, if A is any n by n matrix, so here I mentioned n by n, and by here itself it indicates a square matrix. There is no need to say square matrix again, n by n matrix. If A is any n by n matrix, then what is determinant of Ka? Here, since this A is a third order matrix, I wrote K cube, but here I mentioned A is an n by n matrix, so K power n should come, and det A should be written separately like that. You note down this one also. Yeah, property 7. This time, if each element of a row, or column of a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more terms, terms, then the determinant can be expressed as, then the determinant can be expressed as two or more determinants, two or more determinants. Yeah, this is very important property. We have a lot to do with this property. Yeah, till we complete these properties, we'll have this class. Now look here. If each element of a row of a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more terms, then the determinants can be expressed as two or more determinants. What do you mean by this? I take A1, B1, C1 in the first row. In second row, instead of A2, B2, C2, I take A2 plus K, B2 plus some L, C2 plus M, and here A3, B3, C3. This is what this statement means. If each element of a row or column, I selected second row here. How was that second row? Sum of two or more. Here I kept only two elements, sum of two numbers there. I can keep three numbers also because he said some are more terms. If each element of a row or a column is sum of two terms or more terms, any one row or one column, then that determinant can be expressed as, this determinant can be expressed as sum of two determinants. Sum of, because here two terms are there, in each term we have sum of two terms, we can express the total determinant as sum of two determinants. If here I add three terms, I will get one more determinant also. That's what the property says. Now, this is nothing but A1, B1, C1, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. I write A2, B2, C2. All first numbers in the terms. Okay, first numbers A2, B2, C2. A3, B3, C3. Plus these two rows remains the same. A1, B1, C1. Change is in second row only. So in both of these determinants, first row and third row remains as usual. A3, B3, C3. There is change in second row only. In second row, first elements are to be kept in first determinant and second element, second numbers K, L, M must be kept here. K, L, M. So this is the property. Let us prove this. Let us prove this. I expand these LHS, expand LHS along second row. I'll expand along second row. Okay, now let us do. For this, we have to keep minus now while finding cofactors. This becomes minus. Here I said plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So I am expanding along second row, means here minus comes, here plus, and here minus. So I have written minus A2 plus K E2. Remove this row and this column, we are left with B1 C3 minus B3 C1. B1 C3 minus B3 C1. Now this one, for this one we get plus B2 plus L into what I have to write? I have to remove this row and this column. We are left with A1 C1 A3 C3, and its determinant is A1 C3 minus A3 C1. A1 C3 minus A3 C1. For this minus, no, again minus, alternatively minuses and pluses. C2 plus M, C2 plus M into, yeah, you remove this column and this row, we are left with A1 B3 minus A3 B1. A1 B3 minus A3 B1. Right. Now I separate this like this. I write this first element, first number minus A2 into the total thing. B1 C3 minus B3 C1. Here plus B2 into this total thing. A1 C3 minus A3 C1 minus C2 into A1 B3 minus A3 B1. All first terms were collected and written first. Now K into L into M into is left. I'll write that too. Minus K times, same thing. B1 C3 minus B3 C1 plus L into A1 C3 minus A3 C1 minus M into A1 B3 minus A3 B1. Now if you observe the RHS, you expand this along second row. Because determinant means you can expand along any row or any column. If I expand this along second row, here minus A2 into, what should come? Minus A2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1. I got the same thing, minus A2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1 plus B2 into A1 C3 minus A3 C1. Yes, plus B2 into A1 C3 minus A3 C1 minus C2 into A1 B3 minus A3 B1. The same thing I got. So this expansion and this first thing is same. So this entire thing is the expansion of this determinant along second row. Similarly, this also expand along second row, K times, because here minus comes, because plus minus minus K times, yes, minus K times B1 C3 minus B3 C1, we got the same thing, plus L into, right, A1 C3 minus A3 C1 minus M into A1 B3 minus A3 B1. So if we expand these two things along second row, we got the same answer if we expand this along second row. Both are same. So I can say we have this property. This property is correct. Come on, note down. I hope you understood this. When two rows are there with sum of two elements, then how to split this is the question now. You take only any row, one row into consideration and split. If I consider only first row, you keep second row elements, third row elements as it is and split into two. You don't think that these are sum of two numbers, you keep as it is. Now you concentrate on only the elements of first row. So keeping the first row in your mind, means we can split into 2, is it not? Now look here. What about second row, third row? They should be as it is. So according to this property, here A1, B1, C1 should come. A1, B1, C1, and here in the second determinant K1, L1, M1 should come. K1, L1, M1 should come. We are concentrating on only first row. Then second row, third row element should be kept as it is. So here I should keep this as it is. A2 plus K2, B2 plus L2, C2 plus M2. A3, B3, C3. Here also, second row, third row element should be kept as it is. A2 plus K2, B2 plus L2, C2 plus M2. Right? And third row also as it is. A3, B3, C3. Still we can split this into again 2. Because if any row contains sum of 2 elements, that can be splitted into 2 determinants, I said. So again, this can be splitted into 2. Okay? Splitted into 2. Now you concentrate on second row, because second row elements contain sum of 2 elements. First row, third row elements remains the same. So A1, B1, C1. Here I am splitting into 2 determinants, remember. For this alone, we got 2 determinants. And here A2, B2, C2 in first determinant, A2, B2, C2. And here K2, L2, M2. Only this is being split now. Remaining elements remain same. So here A3, B3, C3. Here also, first and third row elements remain same. First row, third row remain same. So this determinant got splitted into, for this 2 means for that also, we'll get again 2 more. So 4 determinants. Now this also will be splitted into 2. Here 1, here 1. How? First and third row will remain as is, K1, L1, M1. Here also K1, L1, M1. Third also as it is, A3, B3, C3, A3, B3, C3. And second one, all first elements should be written in first determinant, A2, B2, C2. In second determinant, second numbers come K2, L2, M2. So this is how we split a determinant if this form is there, with 2 rows containing sum of 2 numbers. Okay, you can copy all this. Now see the next property. Property number 8. If each element of a row or column, if each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by the same constant, let us say some k, okay, and added to corresponding elements of elements of another row or column, then the value of the determinants, remains the same, One more property. Let us understand this property now. Again, if each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by the same constant k and added to corresponding elements of another row, suppose I take A is equal to A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3 as original matrix. He said determinant now. So let us take determinant itself. This is determinant. Okay. This is the original matrix determinant. Now what he's saying, if each element of a row or column, let us take column this side. This time we take column. If I select the second column, okay, second column. If each element is multiplied by some constant k, okay, if each element of third column is multiplied by k, kc1, kc2, kc3, okay. If each element is multiplied by the same constant k, first of all, what is saying, each element of a column or row, I selected third column, suppose. Third column elements are C1, C2, C3. If each element is multiplied by some constant k, okay, I multiplied by k, and added to corresponding elements of another row or column. Here I selected column now. So I have to add this to another column because I selected column. Corresponding elements means again another column elements will come. So multiply these elements with k and add to the corresponding elements of another column. So we can put in this way. A1, A2, A3, I am not involving A1, A2, A3 in the operation. Okay. Now what we can understand from this statement, multiply each element of this column with k and add to corresponding elements of another column. We can add this kc1, kc2, kc3 to either these elements or these elements. Okay. I am adding to these elements now. B1 plus kc1, B2 plus kc2, B3 plus kc3, and c1, c2, c3 remain same. That is the meaning of this entire statement, right? What he is saying, this is equivalent to this only again. Even if you take like this is equivalent to this determinant only. That is the property, right? This is, let us use the previous property. If any row or column contains sum of two elements, we can split this determinant into two determinants. Now I can split this into two determinants now. I can split this into two determinants like this. There is no change in first column, third column. I write A1, A2, A3, C1, C2, C3 in both the determinants because there is no change in them. C1, C2, C3. Yeah, in second column, we can split, no? B1, B2, B3 first, B1, B2, B3 first, and K times C1, C2, C3. So K times C1, K times C2, K times C3. I can split like this. Further, I can write this like this. This is equal to, okay, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. I wrote this first determinant as it is plus We have one more property. If you observe any row or any column with one scalar with real number constant common, that can be kept outside. Here you observe carefully in second row k is there no? If each element is multiplied by a number k, that can be kept outside and written another determinant. So I can take k common because a complete second row contains k common. I can write k common and write a1, right? c1, 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 a2, c2, c2, a2, c2, c2, a3, c3, c3, a3, c3, c3. I can write like this. Again, by using a property, if two rows or two columns are identical, see here C1, C2, C3, C1, C2, C3. These two are identical. Then what is its determinant value? Its determinant value is 0. If two columns or two rows are identical, then this determinant value is 0. So this vanishes now. We are left with only this one. And this is nothing but our original determinant. No, same. This is same as this. So det A. That's what he said. It remains the same. Remains the same. Even this determinant also, nothing change will be there. It remains the same. Come on, note down. I hope you understood. Now let us see the next property. If this is very easy, property 9, if each element of a row or column is 0, every element of a row or column of a square matrix, if each element of a row or column of a square matrix is 0, then its determinant is 0. Okay, there is nothing to prove there. You can understand. You can expand through any row or any column. You will observe the value to be 0. If I keep 0, 0, 0, A, B, C, and P, Q, R, what will you do? Because there is a chance of expanding through any row or any column, no? So first row itself, if you expand 0 into anything 0, minus 0 into anything 0, plus 0 into anything 0. So 0. Even if you take A, B, C here, A, B, C here, 0, 0, 0, and P, Q, R here. Now what we do? We will expand along second column because that is easy, no? Expanding along second column, we'll observe its value as 0. Copy. And property 10 is determinant of a diagonal matrix is determinant of a diagonal matrix is the product of the elements of principal diagonal. Here, when I use principal diagonal, your order of the matrix must be greater than or equal to 2. Okay. So you take any diagonal matrix, 2, 0, 0, 0, minus 3, 0, 0, 0, minus 1. Suppose this is a diagonal matrix. You try to expand this, and you can find this ZA is 2 into minus 3 into minus 1, which is 6. You take any row or any column and expand. Finally, you will observe that if you have a if you have a diagonal matrix, its determinant is nothing but the product of principal diagonal elements. You will observe that. It is easy. Now, property 11 is if A and B are two square matrices of same order, or two square matrices of same order, then if you multiply A and B and find its determinant, or finding determinant individually and producting are same, determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. That also you can observe easily. And property 12, for a triangular matrix also, determinant is product of principal diagonal elements. If A is a triangular matrix, means either lower triangular or upper triangular, anything. If A is a triangular matrix, then its determinant is the product of same as diagonal matrix, is the product of elements of the principal diagonal. I'll write one example on triangular matrix, say A00, 0, BC0, and ADB. If I keep like this, since this is principal diagonal and above principal diagonal all elements are zeros, therefore this is called lower triangular matrix. This is lower triangular matrix. If all the elements below the principal diagonal are zeros, then it is upper triangular matrix. We already discussed these things, right? And its value after expanding along any row or column, you will observe that the answer is A, B, C, A into C into B, A into C into B. That answer you can observe. And the next property is, if a square matrix is taken and multiplied n times and found determinant, or you have taken A and find its determinant and put and multiply n times, you'll observe both are same. So determinant of A power n is equal to determinant of A whole power n. We can use this so many times in the coming classes. And the last property, I can take this as 14th property. If the elements of a square matrix, if the elements of a square matrix are polynomials in X, or polynomials in X, and two rows or columns become identical, and two rows or columns become identical when X is equal to A. If I substitute A for X, if you observe two rows or columns are becoming identical, then we say that X minus A is a factor of the determinant. For this, if I take a matrix like this, f of x, f1x, I write like this, g1x, h1 of x, f2 of x, g2 of x, h2 of x, f3 of x, and g3 of x, h3 of x. Okay. He said elements of a square matrix. No, let me keep this a square matrix. In this square matrix, instead of numbers, we have this time functions in X. If in the place of X you substitute A, right? I can write this A X also, a function in X, right? If X is equal to A, when X is equal to A, then if two rows or columns are identical, are becoming identical. When if I substitute X is equal to A, two rows or two columns are becoming identical. Then what happens? Then your determinant of that AX becomes 0. In a square matrix, if two rows or two columns are identical, then we say its determinant value is 0. So when I put X is equal to A, if two rows or columns are becoming identical, then the determinant is becoming 0. So in this case, what we say, X minus A is a factor of, I can say X minus A is a factor of the determinant of matrix A. This is what the property says. Note down. Singular matrix. What is a singular matrix? The word singular matrix is used for square matrices only. A square matrix A is said to be a square matrix. A square matrix A is said to be singular. Is said to be singular if its determinant value is 0. It becomes very important for our coming concepts. In case of inverse matrices, this plays a vital role. Right.